Hey guys, what's up? It's Gabe. I'm back again, as I promised in the last video, which if you haven't seen it, you can check it out somewhere around here. It's the part 2 on the 11 reasons why Final Fantasy XI is still great in 2020. Okay, so a few months ago, I said this. And also guys, I promise I'm gonna be trying to make Ambuscade videos with the strategies every month. That obviously didn't age very well. And as I said in the other video, I didn't really have a lot of time to play Final Fantasy XI. I had a very limited internet connection, etc., etc. Usual YouTuber excuses I just cannot stand. However, I did manage to do some of the monthly ambuscades from the previous months on a potato of a laptop I had laying around, and I only recorded the gameplay, so I'm going to be coming out with all these ambuscades in the next upcoming days. Today, I wanted to take a look at this month's ambuscade. It's the Mage Mamool ambuscade. It's fairly easy. It's another Zerg that we all like. It heavily relies on having a good Red Mage to sleep the mobs and enfeeble them. That's pretty much the basic and main strategy that you're gonna need, and we're gonna get into a little bit more detail. Before we get into the strategy and all that stuff, if this is your first time here, please do subscribe if you like what you're seeing, and if you're just here to see the strategy on this month's very intense, difficult. Why do I get that wrong every month? Intense, very difficult ambuscade. I have a playlist. I'll put it somewhere around here or maybe in the description with a lot of ambuscades done only in very difficult because, of course, only in very difficult. If this is not your first time here, please do consider hitting the like button and subscribing if you like what you're seeing, and I'll try to give you guys more and more content, and hopefully we can have fun together, okay? I did not mean that in like okay, you know what I mean, right? Okay. All right, let's get into the strategy. So I was on Dark Knight. I have a very solid Dark Knight, but you don't necessarily need a super incredible DD for this. The other DD was Ela, who has a very good ninja, but still it's a ninja. And I'm pretty sure we can all agree that right now, ninja is just, it's an awesome job, a lot of fun. It's just not the best DD in Final Fantasy XI at this time. The one thing that's really important is that you watch out for having for making skill chains, okay? Because I don't really remember what's going on. These are 5 mages and they cast very powerful Ga nukes that hit the whole party, and depending on the element that they cast, you do not want to do the corresponding type of skill chain, otherwise something bad is going to happen. I don't remember what, just be careful for that. Songs, very important. We're on our march. Since we have a Red Mage, you don't really need a second march. So you can go with some Minuets and Madrigal, but it's very important that you get Sentinel Scherzo on, okay? Because that is going to save your ass. When you start killing the mobs, the other ones power up. So their nukes are going to be stronger, and I don't remember, there's some mechanic for which at some point they might do a ninja SP 2 hour, the Mijingakure, and that's going to wipe you. So you got to be careful for that and make sure you have Scherzo on, because that's going to severely mitigate the damage. And by the way, it's called Scherzo and not Scherzo, okay, because it definitely comes from the Italian word scherzo, which means a joke, and I'm Italian, I can say that. I mean, it's not like I'm telling you guys how to pronounce Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola. By the way, I would never pronounce it like that. I would say Coca-Cola. Anyway, of course, the White Mage does all the White Mage buffs, Protect Shell, Auspice, all that stuff. The Red Mage is going to go pull, going to be Red Mage sub Black Mage, and he's going to Elemental Seal and go Sleepga all the mobs. And we're going to pick them one by one, and in the meantime, he's going to debuff them all. A very important debuff, of course, is Distract, okay? Because the only buffers that we have here are Bard, of course, the Red Mage, and we chose to bring on a Geomancer. You can also bring on a Corsair instead of the Geomancer, but Geomancer is fine. Consider that these mages, at least in this August 2020 version, should be immune to bubbles. What we were doing is casting Indi Fury and bubbles on us, and that's about it. You just go one by one and pick them one by one. Just make sure you don't skill chain, okay? So it's very good if you have like a Savage Blade Bard or maybe a Savage Blade Core in the middle, mixing the weapon skills up. I was using, as you can see here, the add-on, the skill chain add-on, to make sure I wasn't self-skill chaining. It's a very useful add-on. It's not an official Windowware 4 add-on, so you're gonna have to download it. Just Google skillchains.lua Final Fantasy 11. Accuracy was on point. I don't even think I ate any sushi. I was in my low accuracy set on Dark Knight, even for the weapon skill. And that's about it. The party was White Mage, Bard, Geomancer, Red Mage, Dark Knight, and Ninja, as I said before. You can see the Red Mage has to heavily debuff the mobs. So this one had Silence, Addle, Distract, Dia. It's very, very important that you do this stuff. And pretty much this month, as I said before, heavily relies on the Red Mage. That's about it. Oh, and by the way, you guys probably haven't even noticed this yet, but this month I forgot to record the audio. You know, cut me some slack. I was seriously playing on a like potato laptop, and I didn't set my OBS configurations up correctly, so. All right, boom, another torque cleaver, averaging around 40k torque cleaver. That's good, but you consider I'm a rank 15 Dark Knight. I'm pretty capped out on everything. Had good augments on my weapon skill gear, good augments on my TP stuff, so you know. And very important thing, Ila, our ninja, is a super decked out ninja. I think his Aeonic is rank 15 also, and he's got the Fudo Mazumune, which he lost, by the way, right now. As you can see, he's hitting bare hand, because some of these mobs, they do an encumbrance thing that takes away your items, so be careful for that. But look at that, he even managed to land Kurayami as a debuff, so he's a super ninja. And Lance, of course, is a very, very good, solid Red Mage. And for the third time, Red Mage this month is the key. And I'm probably going to do the last month's Ambuscade and also last month's Ambuscade. The key was Red Mage. So I'm glad Square Enix is bringing Red Mage back. All right, this should be the last one. Always remember to pop your seal before, so you get those nice 10k, whatever it is, hallmarks. So that's a big deal. Oh, we pulled off a darkness by mistake. Didn't really matter because the mob was almost dead, so it was fine. There you see it. It wasn't the best run, as I said before. Again, we only had 2 DDs, one of which was Ninja, so it took us about 10 minutes. So you can get this down to a lot faster, like 6, 5, maybe even less minutes. Oh, another thing, the primer this month is very easy. It's the Beflau tickets home point. You can go there directly from Mara. If I'm not mistaken, it's just 1 kill to get the primer again. So there's not going to be, it's not going to be that overcrowded, but it's very good. So just from Mara, you home point there and you home point back, and it's very fast. You can keep on repeating it. Yeah. And guys, okay, that's it. This is the August Mage Mamool Ambuscade. Very difficult, intense Ambuscade. Hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment down. Because, comments really boost the YouTube algorithm a lot. So, help me out. Thank you. Oh, you know what I can do? The last video got a lot of comments. So, what I can do now is actually read some of those comments here. So, Fencing Fire Ferret says, "You've convinced me to get back into the game. I'd love to see a getting started guide for new players like me who want to get into this game, who don't really have any experience with classic MMOs like this." That's a very good idea. I think, the first thing, as I told him in the comments, there's the Blue Garter. There's a guide for returning players, and there's also some okay-ish YouTube guides for returning players, but that's a very good idea. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification buttons, all that stuff, and hopefully within a reasonable amount of time, I'll be doing a Returning to Vana'diel guide. I really like to do that. So Brensta says Final Fantasy XIV is fantastic, because this refers to the comment that I made that I don't know if the game is crap or not because I haven't played it. I will eventually play it. So good I wanted to try out 11. Well, that's cool. I know they're completely separate games. WoW Classic felt great to come back to, but still felt on rails on a bit. This game feels so nice. I'm glad I picked it up after my dungeon roulettes in Final Fantasy XIV. Okay, because yeah, that's something I've been hearing a lot, that there's like some very constant updates and stuff like that, and the game is kind of dead for a while, so a lot of people bounce back between Final Fantasy XI and Final Fantasy XIV. Okay, so this one, Haloichi says, I'd say the jobs suffering right now are Nin and Black Mage. They need a bit of tweaking to bring them up to speed. That is absolutely true. I forgot to mention this in the last video. Black Mage is not in the best of positions right now. I mean, there are some mobs, some endgame mobs that require very good nuking and Black Mages, and also there's a whole strategy of Dynamis Divergence, which is one of the main, probably the main endgame event right now, that revolves around having a whole alley constructed, you know, nuking with Black Mages, kind of like it was back in the day. But otherwise, Black Mage isn't really that cool. And Ninja, of course, but ironically, we use Ninja as a DD, so nobody's gonna say no, don't come Ninja, we don't want you. It's a fine tank. It has very good subtle blow, so if you pair it up with a Monk, your enemies will be getting very little TP, so it's going to be easier. You know, every job has its pros and cons. Of course, I agree. Ninja, Black Mage, and I would add in Beastmaster right now are not in the best of positions. They're trying to address the Beastmaster issue. Hopefully, they're going to do something for Ninja and Black Mage that is not, you know, game breaking again. And well, yeah, that's it. That's it for today. I'm going to be coming up in the next days with the ambuscades of July, May, and April that I missed out on. I'm really sorry once again, but I have them all recorded here. And guys, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. This is Gabe out. Have fun. Final Fantasy XI. Best game ever.